When you're speaking a foreign language, you want to be 100% understandable, right? No one wants to constantly hear what? Excuse me, or what did you say? Today, I'm going to show you how I work with my students who are speaking English as a foreign language on how to be 100% understandable. I'm going to show you a clip of me working with a student. Working with him, I said, if you do this, you go from 85% understandable to 100% understandable. It has to do with linking. That's smoothness between words and longer syllables with the bigger pitch change.
Okay, well, this is very interesting because I'm an accountant.
Okay, hold
And
on. I didn't actually, I had to think. I had to say, wait, what did he say? What you said was, it's very interesting. Is that right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so my mind did not hear very. It took me a second. I had to think, wait, what did he say? Oh, he said very. And the reason for that was, it's very interesting. I need, it's very, not it's very, it's very. I need more of that clarity of your stress syllable. That's how my mind goes, oh, very, it's very. If I hear it's very interesting. It's really hard for me to get that. It's all too flat. I need those boom, boom, boom. It's very interesting. Because, you know, even if all of your sounds were right, which they were, you had V, you had you had R, you had E, you had all the sounds. But I didn't have the rhythm that I needed to immediately recognize the word. So I had to think about it a little bit. I had to sort it out. What did he say? He said, it's very interesting. And this is something that I want all my students to know. And I think you probably do. The sounds are only part of it. You have to also give me the rhythm that I'm expecting, or it gets harder to understand. Okay, so it's very, just say that.
Okay, it's very interesting.
Okay, just it's very, not interesting. We'll deal with that later. It's very.
Okay, it's very.
Now, let me just hear you say ve.
Bad.
It's a V though.
Yeah.
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 I know that's the Spanish. It's like, it's all the
yeah,
same.
it's tricky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's ve.
V. It's va.
Ver.
Ver.
Yes, exactly. I needed a little bit more opening in your mouth. It was a little bit very.
Very.
Right. Those sounds are a little bit more clear to me. It's very.
Okay, it's very.
Yes, good. It's very.
Okay, it's very.
Yes. So now I understand it right away. The first time I didn't. It's very. Ooh, that's kind of hard. It's very. Okay, now we're going to take interesting.
Okay, it's very interesting.
Okay, that's better. It's very interesting. So now I have and the first time it was sort of, it's very interesting. I got a little bit on it, but now I'm getting more of that pitch modulation, that clarity. And this is exactly what I work on with Spanish speakers often, is give me more contrast, stretch out your long syllables, give me that melody. Okay. The first time I heard very, I had to try to figure out what he was saying. But when he said it very, with that clear, long stressed syllable, the up down melody, I understood it right away without having to think. I want to show you another time I didn't understand him, and we talk about a way to practice to help him naturally add more smoothness and pitch change to his English.
We have the deadlines for companies, and then in June.
Okay, deadlines was hard for me to understand. I only understood after you said it, and I figured out what you must have said, not because I understood it. Deadlines. That's hard for me to catch. Deadlines, that's easy for me to catch, right? So deadlines, it's a noun. It's the focus of what you're talking about. Businesses have deadlines in March. What month did you say?
Deadlines.
What month do they have deadlines?
Okay, yeah, in March.
In March. Okay, so businesses have deadlines in March. If those are the most important things that you're trying to tell me, right? If you just said business in March, then I'm like, well, what happens in March? But if you say deadline, then I get it. So because that's one of those most important words, that's why it needs that length. Businesses have deadlines in March. Let me hear you do that.
Business have deadlines in March.
Right, exactly. And I can tell it feels a little bit like effort to do that. And
Yeah.
the more you do it, the easier I think it will become. Businesses have deadlines in March. And I have worked with so many students where they actually use their arm when they're practicing on their stress syllables. It helps that body connection. It helps them remember to go higher than they want to. And it also helps them not be choppy with it or with effort, right? It's like the hand kind of guides them. So don't be afraid to use your hand when you're practicing.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah, it's more intonation, it's intention.
Exactly.
Intention with the conversation. Yeah.
Right.
I love how he talks about the intention of speaking with this new technique in mind. You may be wondering about this guy. He's a student in my academy, and once a month I do live classes where I work with students and record them with their permission. Everyone else in the academy can attend the live class, watch, and ask questions. All classes are recorded and put in the academy, so when students join right away, they can go to that course, search on their own native language, and watch all the clips of me working with students from their same language background. It's really helpful for students on their journey towards more natural and easy to understand English. If you have any questions about the Academy, please post them here, or shoot us an email, or simply visit rachelsenglishacademy.com. Now here, we talk about this change in the voice, these characteristics about English that make English clear and natural, but might feel strange if your native language isn't English.
Yesterday was one of those days that I had to do certain things.
Okay,
so
hold
it was a good day.
And yesterday, I needed a little bit more there. And yesterday was one of those days. The one was good. Yes, I need a little bit more link there. And yesterday was one of those days. Let me hear
And
that.
Yesterday, one,
Mhm.
yeah, okay. And yesterday, okay.
So let's hear the whole phrase. And yesterday was one of those days.
And yesterday, and yesterday was one of those days.
Right, exactly. One of those days. Okay,
One-
what happened yesterday?
Well, it was one of those days that all my clients call me and try to get the results as soon as possible. So yeah,
Okay, that was pretty good.
very busy.
It's very busy. Okay, so
Very
all
busy.
my clients called me a little bit more. So where all my clients called me, that's a little unclear. Where all my clients called me, that's more clear. So you can have the one up and then everything come down, but I want that up to be higher. And all my clients called me.
Okay. And all my clients call me.
Yeah, I totally get it. That's very clear to me. So it's sort of just freeing yourself up to like take your range and make it bigger. You know, we want you maxing that out because it just, for a native speaker listening, it makes it so much clearer. Now, I think if you and I were talking and I was not an accent teacher and I was just listening to what you were saying, I would understand most of what you were saying. I might have to ask you a couple times. But if you just make your pitch modulations higher, I would probably always understand everything you were saying.
Way easier. Okay,
And that's
thank
a
you.
big
Yeah.
difference, guys. If all he has to do is make his high syllables higher, which will in turn make them a little bit longer, that's the only change he has to do to go from being like 85% understandable to probably 100% understandable. And it feels weird because your language doesn't have that. So it feels uncomfortable to do this. It's like if this is my language and all of a sudden I had to do this would feel very uncomfortable to me. So I understand, but we just have to give ourselves that mental permission. You don't sound weird, you know, you sound clearer.
Thank you.
So all your
Yeah.
clients called you. Now I want you to really exaggerate, do something,
Yeah.
make it too much. I'll tell you if it's too much.
Yeah, because you know this is the thing. Sometimes, for some reason, I don't want to exaggerate because I don't want to sound weird. But at the same time, now I realize that I need it.
Exactly. And I think it's such a good lesson for everyone. It sounds weird because we're not used to doing it. So we kind of shy away from it. right? But it's actually what would be clearer. So even though it's not your habit, breaking that habit can feel strange, which is what holds some people back from doing it, right? So I'm here to give you the feedback that it doesn't sound strange and that
Yeah,
I
no,
want
yeah.
you to do it. Okay.
Yeah, for
So
sure. Yeah, thank you.
for sure. Did you guys hear that?
For
Yeah,
sure.
for sure.
For
Exactly.
sure. For
Giving me
sure.
some more
Yeah.
of that hype.
He doesn't want to sound weird, and for some students, this is the number one reason they're hard to understand, because they want to be comfortable. They want to speak English with the habits of their own native language rather than really embracing the characteristics of English. And I get that. It's like trying on and developing a completely different voice, and it's hard to break habits. Even though this student gets it and wants to do it, it just takes some reminding.
Let's take that phrase, it isn't clear. And I want to hear, it isn't clear. So I want to hear even more pitch change, not clear, but clear. It isn't clear.
Listen clear.
Right, exactly. We want that kind of pitch change on not every stressed syllable, but to emphasize if it's all too much the same, it becomes kind of flat and it's a little bit hard to pick out those stressed words and to get that clarity. I just said to get that clarity. So my voice went, yeah. It wasn't yeah, but yeah. More of that pitch change from even to go even higher and then even lower.
This student's native language is Spanish, but really the smoothness, the pitch change, and the rhythm is something that I work on with every single one of my students.
And I've noticed that my Spanish speakers, sometimes it's all da, 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 da. It's really fast and staccato. And I have to get them to stretch out the stressed syllables a little bit. And on the phrase, I'm not sure. I heard from you a little bit, I'm not sure. Sure. But I would definitely want, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Like it's all part of this wave. I'm not sure. Versus, I'm not sure. That constant flow of sound with nothing breaking it up and a little bit more length on the stressed word. So can I hear you just say sure?
Sure.
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 Right. I want to get you to even exaggerate your melody change a little bit more. Sure.
Sure.
Right. I think bring your tongue a little bit more forward. Sure.
Okay. Sure.
Good. Does that feel weird?
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit. Yeah. When I ask people to change their pitch more, sometimes it feels really like pretend, like a cartoon or something.
We just keep going with that clarity. It might feel like too much pitch change, but it's right.
Well, I'm an accountant and I've been working in taxes.
Okay, now hold on. So I've been working in taxes. I just want a little bit more of the I've been working in.
I've been working in.
Yes, that's clear to me. Da, 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 da. I think the main thing to think about is higher pitches in your stressed syllables. That's going to force you to take a little bit more time, bring it up and out a little bit. Otherwise, it's too much within the same range and it's a little bit harder for my ear to get. So rather than coming here, you're going to be going all the way up here for those stressed syllables. I've been working in taxes.
Okay. I've been working in taxes.
Yes, that is cleaner, clearer. Okay.
Okay.
So think about that. As you keep talking, think about
yeah.
a little uncomfortable. It's going to feel weird to go up that high.
I just want to shout out this student, Andres. I feel that everyone who lets me work with them like this in the public eye is so brave. They know I'm going to stop them and say, that isn't clear. And they let me work with them in this way because they're ready for real change and they're willing to be vulnerable to help other students also who are watching, who are learning.
Okay, I'm afraid I have to work in this weekend and I'm trying to deal with some things.
I'm trying to deal, not
I'm
deal.
trying to deal.
I'm trying to deal with that.
Try to deal with that.
And also, I'm afraid I'm going to have to work this weekend. I'm afraid.
I'm afraid.
Exactly.
Afraid.
So you're probably making it twice as long as you did the first time. And that, it's, if we're talking in seconds, it's probably like 0.2 seconds. It doesn't seem like it's that much, but it's enough to make me right away be like, that was the word afraid. Whereas afraid, it's not quite long enough to get the real sense of the stress, to get the real full vowel. We reduce our vowels so often, but not in stress
Yeah.
syllables. Stress syllables always give us the full, clear vowel. Afraid.
Okay. Afraid.
Okay. Okay, you sound great. I love this. And I feel like it's one tweak. It's a mindset thing, right? Like you
Yeah,
said, it's the
absolutely.
intention of that. And if you apply it in general, it's going to make everything fall into place. It's not like we're working on something super specific, like this one reduction or this one vowel sound. It's an overall concept that if you like get comfortable with it in your head and you get comfortable with that change, then every sentence you say is going to be, wow, a lot right away, easier to understand immediately.
Okay.
So I challenge you to change your mind about what is an appropriate pitch change for a stress syllable, and push the boundary. Like, whoa, is this too high? So mindset change, it's okay. Embrace it feeling silly and different, because we do want it to be different, right? So it should feel different.
Yeah.
Okay, excellent job. Do you have any other questions?
No.
Okay, Andres, I feel like
Thank you.
you've given so many students here a really clear idea of what that change can do for their voice. So thank you so much for working with me in this class.
No, thank you. Thank you for having me.
You're so
Pleasure.
welcome. And I'll see you in the post in the community group, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Good.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Massive thank you to Andres. You're an inspiration. I wish I could speak Spanish as well as you can speak English. Again, if you're interested in the courses that can help you understand what is natural spoken English, courses that will help your listening skills, please visit rachelsenglishacademy.com. Or keep your learning going now here on YouTube with this video. Don't forget to subscribe with notifications on. I love being your English teacher. That's it, and thanks so much for using Rachel's English.